What if I told you that most men are walking around operating at maybe 60% of their potential and they don't even know it? Right now, as you're watching this, your body is quite literally crying out for specific nutrients that could transform everything from your energy levels to your bedroom performance, from your mental clarity to your physical strength. But here's the kicker. The food industry doesn't want you to know about these 7 powerhouse foods because they're too simple, too affordable, and too effective. They can't patent an egg. They can't trademark a walnut. So instead, they push expensive supplements and processed junk that keeps you coming back for more. Well, today that ends. I'm about to reveal the 7 foods that every single man should be eating daily. And I guarantee that by the end of this video, you'll understand why your grandfather was probably in better shape at 60 than most guys are at 30. So do yourself a favor, hit that subscribe button right now, because what you're about to learn could genuinely change your life, and you'll want to come back to this information again and again. Let's start with the most controversial food on this list, one that's been demonized, villainized, and completely misunderstood for decades: the incredible edible egg. Now I know what you're thinking, but doesn't cholesterol clog my arteries? Here's the truth they don't want you to know. Dietary cholesterol has almost nothing to do with blood cholesterol for most people. That's been debunked science for years now, but the myth persists. Meanwhile, eggs are nature's perfect multivitamin, specifically designed for male optimization. Each egg contains about 6 grams of the highest quality protein on the planet, complete with all 9 essential amino acids your muscles desperately need. But here's where it gets interesting. The yolk, that golden center that everyone throws away, contains choline, a nutrient that 90% of Americans are deficient in. Choline directly supports testosterone production, brain function, and liver health. It's also loaded with vitamin D, which acts more like a hormone than a vitamin in your body, regulating everything from immune function to mood. And let's talk about lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 antioxidants found in egg yolks that protect your eyes from the blue light damage you're getting from staring at screens all day. The real question isn't whether you should eat eggs, it's how many. For most men, 3 to 4 whole eggs daily is the sweet spot. Scrambled, poached, hard-boiled, it doesn't matter. Just stop throwing away those yolks. Food number 2 is where we separate the men who want real results from those who just want to feel good about themselves. Fatty fish. Salmon, mackerel, sardines, anchovies. These aren't just foods, they're medicine in edible form. Here's something your doctor probably hasn't told you. Chronic inflammation is slowly destroying your body from the inside out, and it's responsible for everything from joint pain to brain fog to cardiovascular disease. Omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA, found in fatty fish, are the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory compounds we know of. But here's the part that'll blow your mind. These omega-3s directly increase testosterone levels while simultaneously lowering cortisol, your stress hormone. Think about that for a second. One food that makes you more of a man while making you less stressed. But we're just getting started. The vitamin B12 in fatty fish is essential for red blood cell production, which means better oxygen delivery to your muscles and brain. The selenium supports thyroid function, which controls your metabolism. And if you're eating sardines with the bones, you're getting more calcium than a glass of milk, without the inflammatory properties of dairy. Now I can already hear the excuses. But fish is expensive. Listen, a can of sardines costs $2 and contains more nutrition than a $50 supplement stack. And if you're worried about mercury, smaller fish like sardines and anchovies are at the bottom of the food chain, so they accumulate far less toxins than larger fish. Aim for fatty fish at least 4 times per week and watch your energy levels skyrocket. Before we continue, if you're finding this information valuable, do me a favor. Hit that like button and drop a comment telling me which of these foods you're already eating and which one surprised you. I read every single comment, and your engagement helps this message reach more men who desperately need to hear it. Now let's talk about food number 3, and this one's going to shock you. Broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, kale. I can see you rolling your eyes already, but stay with me because this is where things get really interesting. These vegetables contain a compound called indole 3-carbinol, which sounds like something from a chemistry lab, but here's what it actually does. It helps your body metabolize estrogen more efficiently. Now, why does that matter for men? Because we're living in an estrogenic world. The plastics you drink from, the receipts you touch, the processed foods you eat, they're all loaded with xenoestrogens, synthetic compounds that mimic estrogen in your body. These fake estrogens are feminizing men at an alarming rate, contributing to low testosterone, man boobs, decreased muscle mass, and reduced libido. Cruciferous vegetables are your defense system. They don't just help eliminate excess estrogen, they also contain sulforaphane, one of the most potent anti-cancer compounds ever discovered, with particular effectiveness against prostate cancer. Here's the part nobody talks about. These vegetables also support liver detoxification through a two-phase process that helps your body eliminate toxins, heavy metals, and metabolic waste. Your liver is your body's filter, and if it's clogged, everything else suffers. Your energy, your skin, your hormones, everything. But here's the trick most people miss. You need to eat these vegetables in a specific way to maximize their benefits. Raw or lightly steamed is ideal because overcooking destroys the myrosinase enzyme that activates sulforaphane. Add some mustard or wasabi to your cooked cruciferous vegetables, and you'll restore that enzyme activity. Aim for at least 2 cups of cruciferous vegetables daily, and if you're really serious, throw in some broccoli sprouts, which contain up to 100 times more sulforaphane than mature broccoli. Food number 4 is something you've probably been snacking on wrong your entire life. Nuts, specifically walnuts. Now, I'm not talking about those roasted, salted, candied abominations you find at the gas station. I'm talking about raw, organic walnuts that look like little brains for a reason. They're phenomenal for your actual brain. Walnuts are the only nut that contains significant amounts of alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 that supports cognitive function, reduces inflammation, and improves blood vessel function. Better blood flow means better performance everywhere. Your workouts, your focus, and yes, your bedroom. But here's what makes walnuts absolutely essential for men. They've been shown in studies to improve sperm quality, motility, and morphology. Even if you're not planning on having kids, sperm health is a direct indicator of overall male vitality. Poor sperm quality correlates with poor health markers across the board. Walnuts also contain melatonin, which most guys don't produce enough of because they're staring at screens until midnight. Better melatonin means better sleep, and better sleep means better testosterone production, which happens primarily during deep sleep cycles. The magnesium in walnuts supports over 300 enzymatic reactions in your body, including protein synthesis and muscle recovery. Here's the protocol. Eat a small handful, about 1 ounce or roughly 14 walnut halves, every single day. Don't go crazy. Nuts are calorie dense, and too many can backfire. And please buy them raw and store them in the refrigerator because the omega-3s in walnuts go rancid quickly when exposed to heat and light. Food number 5 has been used as medicine for over 5,000 years, and modern science is finally catching up to what ancient civilizations already knew. Garlic is absolutely essential for male health. Now, I'm not talking about garlic powder or that pre-minced jar nonsense. I'm talking about fresh, raw garlic cloves that'll make your breath terrible, but your body incredible. Garlic contains allicin, a sulfur compound that's released when you crush or chop the cloves. This compound has been shown to significantly lower blood pressure, reduce arterial plaque, improve cholesterol ratios, and enhance immune function. But here's the game changer for men. Garlic increases nitric oxide production. Nitric oxide is the molecule responsible for vasodilation, meaning it opens up your blood vessels and improves circulation everywhere. Better circulation means better nutrient delivery, better waste removal, better endurance, and yes, better erections. In fact, garlic has been shown to be nearly as effective as some pharmaceutical interventions for mild to moderate erectile dysfunction without the side effects. Garlic also has powerful antimicrobial properties, fighting off bacteria, viruses, and fungi more effectively than many over-the-counter medications. It supports liver detoxification, reduces heavy metal accumulation, and may even help prevent certain cancers. Here's how to maximize garlic's benefits. Crush or chop it and let it sit for about 10 minutes before cooking or eating. This allows the allicin to fully form. Aim for 1 to 2 fresh cloves daily. If the breath is an issue, chew on some fresh parsley afterward, or take your garlic before bed. And if you really can't handle raw garlic, lightly sautéing it still retains most of the benefits. Just don't burn it. We're about to get to the final 2 foods, and these might be the most important ones on the entire list. But before we do, I need you to ask yourself an honest question. Are you actually going to implement this information, or are you just going to watch, nod along, and then go back to your old habits? Because knowledge without action is just entertainment. If you're serious about optimizing your health, screenshot this list right now, send it to a friend who needs to hear this, and commit to adding at least 3 of these foods to your diet this week. Real change happens when you take action, not when you just consume content. All right, let's get into food number 6. Berries, blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries. These little nutritional powerhouses are probably the most underrated foods for male optimization. Here's why. Berries are loaded with anthocyanins, a class of antioxidants that give them their deep colors and provide incredible health benefits. These compounds improve insulin sensitivity, which is crucial because insulin resistance is one of the primary drivers of low testosterone, belly fat accumulation, and metabolic disease. Berries also contain ellagic acid, which has been shown to reduce estrogen levels in men by blocking the enzyme that converts testosterone into estrogen. More testosterone staying as testosterone means more muscle, more energy, more drive. But here's something most guys don't know. Berries are one of the few foods that can actually reverse cognitive decline. The compounds in berries cross the blood-brain barrier and directly protect your neurons from oxidative stress and inflammation. Your brain is under constant attack from stress, environmental toxins, and just the normal aging process. Berries are your defense. They improve memory, focus, and processing speed. Additionally, berries support cardiovascular health by improving the flexibility of your blood vessels and reducing arterial stiffness. Stiff arteries mean your heart has to work harder to pump blood, leading to high blood pressure and increased heart attack risk. Here's the best part. Berries are low in sugar compared to other fruits, so they won't spike your insulin and they won't make you fat. Aim for 1 to 2 cups daily, and if fresh berries are too expensive, frozen berries are just as nutritious and often cheaper. Throw them in a smoothie, eat them plain, or add them to some Greek yogurt. And finally, food number 7, the one that ties everything together. Dark leafy greens like spinach, kale, Swiss chard, and arugula. I know, this sounds boring and obvious, but stick with me because the specific reasons why men need these are anything but ordinary. Dark leafy greens are the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet, period. They contain massive amounts of vitamin K, which is essential for bone health and proper blood clotting, but also for keeping calcium in your bones and out of your arteries. Calcified arteries are a ticking time bomb. These greens also provide folate, a B vitamin that's crucial for DNA synthesis, red blood cell formation, and reducing homocysteine, an inflammatory compound linked to heart disease. But here's the specific male benefit that nobody talks about. Dark leafy greens are rich in magnesium, and magnesium deficiency is one of the most common nutrient deficiencies in men. Low magnesium leads to poor sleep, muscle cramps, anxiety, and reduced testosterone production. Magnesium binds to sex hormone binding globulin, the protein that normally binds to testosterone and makes it inactive. When magnesium occupies those binding sites, more of your testosterone remains free and active in your bloodstream. Dark leafy greens also contain nitrates, which convert to nitric oxide in your body, improving blood flow and exercise performance. And let's not forget the chlorophyll, which helps detoxify your body and alkalize your system. Most men are living in a chronically acidic state from too much meat, coffee, and processed food. Greens balance that out. The fiber in leafy greens also feeds your gut bacteria, and emerging research shows that gut health directly influences testosterone levels, mental health, and immune function. Aim for at least 2 cups of dark leafy greens daily, preferably raw in a salad or lightly sautéed. So there you have it, the 7 foods that every man needs to eat daily. Eggs, fatty fish, cruciferous vegetables, walnuts, garlic, berries, and dark leafy greens. This isn't about being perfect. This isn't about overhauling your entire life overnight. This is about making small, consistent improvements that compound over time. Start with adding just 2 or 3 of these foods this week. Notice how you feel. Notice your energy. Notice your mental clarity. And then keep building from there. If this information helped you, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Drop a comment below telling me which food you're most excited to add to your diet, and share this with any man in your life who needs to hear this message. Your body is the only place you have to live. Treat it like the high-performance machine it was designed to be.